Hi Aquarius, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your November 2024 tarot reading. Thank you to those of you who've liked, viewed, shared, and subscribed to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you new to the channel, so let's hold me in front of us. The Celtic card spread as always, and also pulled the 4 agreements and wisdom and oracle card for you guys. But we're actually going to start the reading off by rolling those astrology as we have in front of us to get an idea of where you folks should be as far as that goes. Alright, so we have 11 and 11th house energy for you guys is Sagittarius, and there actually will be quite a bit of energy in there. So of course, as we get toward the end of November, there's going to be the sun moving into Sagittarius, a new moon there toward the very end of the month as well. We also have Mercury that's going to be in there for most of the month, and it will have a retrograde starting toward the end of the month as well in Sagittarius. Venus will be there until around the 11th or 12th or so. So plenty of energy in your 11th house, and in general, 11th house points to friendships, groups, hopes, and wishes. All right, we have Taurus, and as far as Taurus goes, we've had Uranus there for quite some time, and actually right in the middle of the month, we're going to have a full moon in Taurus, and that's going to be pretty close to Uranus as well, so it's going to be a pretty intense full moon. And for you guys, Taurus energy is your 4th house of home, roots, family. Right, and we have Pluto. So not surprising to see this come up either, because Pluto is actually wrapping up its final transit through Capricorn and will be moving back into your sign right around the 20th or so of November. So it makes sense to see that come up as well. All right, so we'll keep all that in mind as we go through the main spread. In the main situation position, we have the Star, which is actually the major arcana card for your sign. And then challenging that, we have the Emperor, which is the major arcana card for Aries. So what I'm seeing with this, I feel like this is saying that there might be a discrepancy between how you feel around the situation versus how you're perceived. So what I mean by that, and it could definitely be with your communication, because Aries rules your 3rd house communication. So you might communicate one way and thinking that you're coming across very soft, very kind, but others around you might feel like you come across very rigid with your communication, right? Maybe a little bit harsh. And I feel like there's a disconnect as far as you're not aware of that. All right, in the foundation position, we have the 10 of Cups. So yeah, so again, to me, this says that this is the energy that you're in. It looks like you really are in the energy of happiness, right? Wanting to bring happiness to others as well. So it looks like you really do mean well. But again, like I said, it seems like it might be a bit of a blind spot for you guys this month, that how you just come across when you communicate might be a little bit different from how you're actually feeling. In the past position, we have the 4 of Swords. So for some of you might have had some awareness around that, right? So maybe you weren't necessarily connecting the dots, but you might have picked up on energy that people necessarily weren't receiving your message the way you intended it, right? So you might have just felt like, oh, it's kind of weird. This person's giving me this kind of energy. I don't know where that's coming from. So that could have been the energy you guys were in recently. All right. In the present position, we have the 6 of Cups. So this is Scorpio energy here. So yeah, this could even just be saying that maybe you're reconnecting with people from the past as well, or maybe even a career path, you name it. But even through reconnecting with the past, you might feel like, okay, again, I feel like the same theme might repeat, right? Where you're coming through with purity and good intentions, but people might not necessarily receive it that way. Right. In the near future position, we have the 7 of Wands. So yeah, this is Leo energy here. And yeah, again, I get the same feeling, right? Where you might be communicating, expecting it to be received one way, but you might feel like you get resistance from people when you do communicate. So, and again, like we said, on top of what we are already talking about, this could just be a theme that you've been dealing with for a while, but then there's also the Mercury retrograde energy. It's going to happen this month in your house of friendships. So it's not going to make things any easier in that regard. All right, and the position of your influence in the situation, we have the 4 of Pentacles. So on the one hand, this could be playing out 2 different ways. This could just be saying that maybe it is something more where it's a bit of a blind spot for you, where you are actually a bit more closed off than you might think you are when you communicate, right? So even if there are these deep feelings, for example, when you communicate them, they might not come out, right? Because this is 12th house energy here, and this is actually the degrees that Pluto's in right now before it does move back into your sign. So that could just be bringing that energy up to the surface a little bit stronger than usual, too. But yeah, so it could just be one of those things where you might be thinking in your mind that, oh, I'm totally communicating my feelings, right? And coming across clearly, but that could be what's happening there. That you might truly feel that way, but what actually comes out might not equal up to it. All right. In the environment position, we have the Five of Cups. So yeah, so for some of you, this could point to another person, right? Which, like I said, maybe they're feeling disappointed because the way you're communicating, the way it's coming across to them doesn't seem as positive as you'd like it to be. And then for others of you, this could just be you coming to the realization, right? Where, like I said, maybe, you know, you try to interact with others and you feel like you can't really connect with them because you're coming across in what you feel is a very nice, loving way, but they're not taking it that way. All right. And the hopes or fears position, we have the world. So yeah, so for some of you, it feels like you are catching wind of this situation, right? And with the world here and hopes or fears, I'm going to assume it's more of a hope where you're like, okay, well, hopefully I finally put that behind me, right? I understand what the issue is now. Now I can move forward and not have to repeat that lesson. All right, in the outcome position, we have the Ace of Cups. So yeah, this is definitely a positive outcome for sure, which to me says that the opportunity is going to be there, right? So it looks like the situation will click for you where you come to the realization that, okay, I see what the disconnect is now. And once you do that, it looks like this will open you up to a lot more light receptive energy from others. All right, and bottom of the deck, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So this is actually the energy of Jupiter, which is in Gemini, which is your fifth house, and it's currently retrograde. So maybe that's part of it too, right? So maybe you have these feelings, you have these things you want to communicate, but they just feel a little bit more muted when they actually come out. And then seeing the Ace of Swords beneath that too could just be saying that it might find a click for you where you're like, okay, I get it now. And then we see the Fool beneath that. So yeah, so this looks like a pretty positive month as far as you finally being able to overcome that hurdle. All right, from the Four Agreements deck, we have always do your best, and it says stay in the present moment. Let's see if I can get that to focus a little better. There we go. All right, it says keep your attention on today and stay in the present moment. This is the beginning of a new understanding, a new dream. So interesting message there. I mean, I will say the first thing that comes to mind reading that is what we were talking about as far as Pluto coming back into your sign. It was there briefly before it went back into Capricorn, but now it's going to be there for a really extended stay for many years. So that could be the shift that you feel there. All right, and from the Wisdom Oracle, we have blessed. There's the artwork, and the number is 22. Let's see what this has to say. All right, essential meanings says something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected, grace that is an unforeseen gift from spirit. The Oracle's message. There are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It's as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let all ingratitude for all your blessings guide you now. So yeah, I mean, definitely it's a positive supportive message there that does indicate that it looks like you will actually finally see the light around the situation and be able to move forward finally. All right, the relationship message says you are moving toward a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. So yeah, again, definitely a pretty positive message there as well. So hopefully for those of you looking for relationship guidance, that resonated. And then the prosperity message says, unexpected windfalls and good fortune come your way now. You're in a phase of life where any difficulties or obstacles that have stymied your success seem to disappear on their own. Be ready to receive. The windows of opportunity will open wide. Accept the blessings given to you now, and don't forget to share them. So yeah, reading that message definitely made me think of the Wheel of Fortune energy. So even though Jupiter is currently retrograde, looks like you still might be seeing some benefits from that as well. So we'll wrap up there. Hopefully that resonated with you guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.